leads it off for the Yankees. And the first pitch of the ball game is a strike 0-1 right at the knees. Jeter, Damon, and Teixeira for the visiting Yanks. They were just swept by the Boston Red Sox. They come in at 9-9. Verlander missing inside with a fastball. 1-1 on Jeter.
And Maglio in right field may want to come in just a little bit. Derek Jeter gets lots of base hits the opposite way. Maglio may be a little bit too deep.
Jeter has made a living out that way, hasn't he?
The majority of his hits so far this year have come up the middle and the opposite way, and that's how you get 200 hits a year, which is usually where Jeter is when the leaves turn brown.
Well, Derek Jeter has done 200 hits 6 times in his career, and he strikes out on a check swing as Jim Joyce punches him out.
Outstanding pitch by Verlander, and maybe we'll see more of that today. Verlander, for the most part, with his fastball, at least his four-seamer, he likes to throw it away from the right-handed hitters on the black outside. That time he came in with a power fastball to Jeter. Jeter couldn't pull the trigger.
Well, not exactly the way Jeter wanted that at bat to go, but that was at bat number 8,103, which makes him the all-time Yankee leader. He has just passed Mickey Mantle. Johnny Damon slaps into the air toward left field. On the move is Ryan Rayburn. And there are 2 outs.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defense presented by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstore. You know, Ravens in left, Granderson in center, Ordonez in right, Inge, Everett, Polanco, Cabrera. That's the infield. Verlander's on the mound, and Gerald Laird, hot-hitting Gerald Laird, behind the dish tonight after an afternoon off yesterday in Kansas City.
Here is the much ballyhooed Mark Teixeira and the big deal that he signed in the offseason to play in New York. And Teixeira batting just .218. He's knocked in 10. And his career numbers against the Tigers have just been okay. He swings and sends a high towering drive into right center field. Granderson backing up, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. Yanks go in order, and here come the Tigers. Back here at Comerica Park, bottom of the first inning, the Tigers and the Yankees opening up a 3-game set. No score so far. Tigers lineup is as follows: Granderson, Polanco, and Ordonez at the top. Maglio, career against the Yanks, good numbers. Cabrera will bat cleanup. Then you've got Guillen, the DH tonight. Gerald Laird hitting .340 is catching. Inge, Rayburn, and Everett, your bottom 3. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on CC Sabathia of the Yankees. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Like all real good pitchers, you want to get them early, and CC would fall into that category. And you want to get into that Yankee bullpen because they are tired out there. He's no secret to the Tigers. 27th career starts for CC Sabathia for Detroit. And he has struggled in his career in the month of April. 4.51 ERA in his career in April.
First pitch is rolled to second base off the bat of Granderson.
Let's take a look at the rest of the defense behind the big CC Sabathia in the ball game. We've got Damon, Cabrera, Swisher in the outfield. Pena, Jeter, Cano, Teixeira in the infield. Molina behind the plate today. And we've got CC Sabathia on the mound.
So 1 up, 1 away. In fact, 1 pitch, 1 away, and that'll bring up Placido Polanco. Holly has hit safely in 14 of his last 17. And Sabathia misses. 1 ball to no strikes.
And CC has a little hesitation once he gets that right foot up over the rubber. Hides the baseball very well. 93 to 95 with the fastball, slider, changeup.
Here's a strike called. 1-1.
He's been a little wild this year. In 3 of his 4 starts, he has walked 4, he's walked 5, and he's walked 6. So CC's been throwing a lot of pitches.
The 1-1 pitch is a little bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, for the Tigers, they're glad to be back home after a very lengthy road trip. They'll have a chance to play some pretty good competition on this homestand, beginning here with the Yankees. The 2-1 offering. On the ground to third and pass. A diving Pena down the left field line. Polanco takes the turn. He's going to try for 2. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Stand-up double for Placido Polanco.
Anytime the ball is hit to left field, you can exploit the weakness of Johnny Damon not having a very strong throwing arm. Polanco knew that as soon as he hit this ball down the left field line. He was thinking 2 out of the batter's box, and when Damon got the ball in his hand, he simply lobbed it in. It's a great effort by the third baseman, Pena.
So the Tigers have a very quick scoring chance, and they have the meat of their lineup coming up now. Maglio, Ordonez.
And Polanco had his hitting streak snapped yesterday, but starting a new one today.
Got to get Maglio going. He hit that home run a couple of days ago in Kansas City, which was his first extra base hit, and of course his first homer of the year.
He took a lot of extra batting practice on the road trip, and he was out early again today with several other Tigers, with Lloyd McClendon taking some extra batting practice. And I asked Maglio, what were you working on? He said, I'm trying to find that gap power, trying to find that consistent stroke, which would allow him to hit more doubles and home runs versus all singles.
Well, he's ahead in the count here, 2-0. And that's pulled on the ground to the shortstop, Jeter. Maglio is out. Runner has to hold. 2 gone. We'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. Really, the Tigers have to feel pretty fortunate to be able to kind of finish up strong on that road trip, really without a whole lot from Ordonez or Cabrera or Guillen, who has been scuffling with that injury.
You know, Jim Leadham was saying before the game that they had really one bad game where they played defensively in Los Angeles, which the game they lost. But other than that, when you get the kind of starting pitching that they have gotten, every now and then you can get through a 5-6 game stretch where your big boys aren't necessarily getting her done.
Ground ball back up the middle, and it's through, a base hit. Here comes Polanco around third. He'll score, and Miguel Cabrera puts the Tigers on the board.
That is so key. Every manager will tell you once the game starts, win the first inning. Most of the time, if you score in the very first inning, you're going to win that ball game 65% of the time. Big Cabrera not bashful at swinging at the first thing that he sees today. It's a fastball, changeup, something up that's over the plate. He kills it right through the middle. Polanco high steps.
And for Cabrera, his 14th RBI. Boy, he has just hammered CC career. Of course, it's only been 4 at bats, but still 4 hits.
I thought possibly with the base open and 2 out that CC would pitch around Cabrera because he was 3 for 3 against him, but CC's an ace and probably doesn't pitch around many guys in this league.
Guillen, the DH tonight. Pulls this one on the ground to third, where Pena will go to second for the force to retire the side. Tigers get on the board first. RBI hit by Miguel Cabrera. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849. Your Motor City Dodge dealers. Keep in touch with Mom this Mother's Day with Comcast high-speed internet. And by Arby's Bacon Cheddar Roast Burger Sandwich. Try it today. It'll have you say, I'm thinking Arby's. Well, a good start for the Tigers. They lead 1-0 as we go to the top of the second. And Justin Verlander facing Hideki Matsui to lead it off. Matsui, then Cano, and then Swisher.
And Matsui's been on fire his last 6 games, hitting .435, driving in runs, and facing him just the way you want to with nobody on base. And a real nice bender there from Verlander.
Verlander had the 1-2-3 inning in that first. High, towering fly ball, deep left center field. Granderson going back, and so is the left fielder Rayburn. That thing carried out to just about the warning track. Matsui went up there and got that one. It's 1 out. So 4 up, 4 down against Verlander. Here's Robinson Cano.
I remember a few years ago when Cano made his major league debut, there were a lot of Yankees personnel talking about this young kid would win a batting title at some point in time. He's hitting like that this year. He has got some kind of sweet swing.
Well, Cano at 373. I mean, he is on a tear right now, hitting in 13 straight. And he loops one toward left field. Rayburn with a sliding attempt. Unable to get it. It'll drop in for a base hit. And the Yankees have their first base runner of the ball game.
That gives you an idea of just how well he's going right now. Look where this pitch is. Cano gets out in front just a hair with his body, but his hands stay back perfectly. And look at the head. The head directly down on the baseball. What a nice piece of hitting and a great effort by Rayburn in the outfield.
So give Cano a 14-game hitting streak. That'll bring up Nick Swisher, the Yankees right fielder tonight. He hasn't really had a whole lot of success against the Tigers career. 194. And Verlander again gets ahead 0-1.
Verlander pitching like he wants to stay out there for a while tonight.
And that's good news. Justin's pitch count was high in his last start. He lasted 5 innings against the Angels through 104 pitches.
He's pitching out there too. I know it's only been an inning plus, but you know, he's thrown some first pitch breaking balls. He threw Jeter a good fastball inside with 2 strikes. In his previous 3 or 4 starts, he went out there with his fastball and really tried to overpower American League hitters with his fastball, and he kind of got himself in trouble. Looks like he's out there pitching from the word go tonight.
Well, what do all the pitching coaches and managers say? You can throw it 97, 98, doesn't matter at this level.
Yeah, the secret is disrupting the timing of the hitter.
Disrupted the timing that time as Swisher was out in front. The count is 1-2.
I remember back in Oakland when Verlander, probably the year he won the Rookie of the Year, when Swisher was still wearing an Oakland Athletics uniform. He had 2 home runs off Verlander in 1 game. One a fastball, the other one was a changeup.
Swisher this year has hit 4 home runs already. The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They made the deal with the White Sox before they signed Teixeira, their first baseman. And after they made that deal for Teixeira, there were many people that thought that they were going to try to trade Swisher because there was no place for him to play. But they're lucky that they held on to him because he's been one of their more consistent performers. First 17 games of the year, he reached base safely.
Well, when you look at Swisher, and we know he's a fun-loving type of guy and a guy that likes to have fun out on the field, he doesn't seem to fit the Yankee mold of the straight-laced, button-down type. But he's fit into their locker room, I think.
They need a change.
The 2-2. Fouled straight back.
This much we know about Swisher. He is not going to change. And good for him.
Well, I don't think you can ask somebody to change their personality. I mean, that's what he has, and they decided to bring him aboard, and he can do it on the field. And as long as he does it on the field, there should be no trouble. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and Verlander got him with a breaking ball, and that is JV's second strikeout of the game. 2 gone.
He's got real nice secondary pitches today. The changeup is down at the bottom of the strike zone. The breaking ball's got some nice depth to it. And the fastball is always a really good pitch, especially when he's locating it where he wants to in the mid-90s. It's really a shame he does not have a win this year, because there have been spurts where he's been dominant. It's really been the one bad inning in 3 of his 4 starts that have kind of doomed his fate.
Well, especially in that game against Seattle, where he just looked unhittable through 4 innings, and then all of a sudden the 5 spot was on the board before you could blink your eyes.
His very first start of the year against Doc Halladay, he gave up 4 runs in Toronto in the first inning.
Melky Cabrera takes another strike, 0-2. Cabrera batting in the 7th slot, their center fielder tonight, hitting .303.
Verlander's had some tough matchups already this year. He's matched up with Doc Halladay, Felix Hernandez, now CC Sabathia. And when you go up against the other team's ace, you pretty much have to be on top of your game, because you know runs are going to be at a premium.
Tigers got a run early in the first inning on the RBI hit by Cabrera. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, got him. Down goes Cabrera. 3rd strikeout for Verlander. Yankees strand a man. Still 1-0 Detroit. Bottom of the 2nd here at Comerica Park as the Tigers lead the Yankees tonight 1-0. It'll be Gerald Laird, who has been on fire for the Tigers. He'll be followed by Inge and then Rayburn. Gerald batting .340. And we knew coming in this guy was a pretty good offensive catcher, but he has been much more than that to the start of this year. It's been a good first month in a new uniform for Gerald. Had the day off yesterday, back in there tonight.
Oh, it's really no coincidence Tigers pitchers are pitching as well as they are this year. Yes, they have talent, but Laird has called some masterful games already.
Sabathia fires in a fastball strike. CC last year was 17-10 overall with Cleveland and Milwaukee, but it was what he did with Milwaukee that really opened up a lot of eyes late last year. Pitching the Brewers into the playoffs. That's fouled back out of play. And Rod, arguably you could say it might have been one of the more dominating final stretch runs that we have ever seen.
Ever. He was 11-2 with the Milwaukee Brewers last year with an earned run average just a shade over 1.5. His last 3 starts he pitched on 3 days rest and basically pitched the Milwaukee Brewers into the playoffs. He was unbelievable last year. I mean, just about every single year he leads the league in starts, innings pitched, strikeouts, you name it.
Laird takes a breaking ball low, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gerald Laird. And CC's ranks last season.
Those are MLB ranks. Major leagues, American League, and the National League.
Combined with the Indians and the Brewers. In the air to left. Johnny Damon under it. 1 gone. The bottom of the Tigers lineup, as we have said, continues to just shine.
You know, back in 2006, Tigers had a nice 7 through 9 in their batting order with Timms and Monroe and Brandon Inge, but those guys were hitting a lot of home runs. The guys now at the bottom of the batting order for Jim Leyland, Inge and Laird and Anderson, those guys are driving in runs, but they're stealing bases, they're scoring runs, they're squeezing, you name it.
Yeah, they're doing it in a different way with the exception of Inge, and it's been fun to watch.
Santiago's in that mix as well.
Gaudy numbers for Brandon to start the year. 17 RBIs, leads the team. And it's drilled in the air toward left field, sinking toward the corner, and it is a foul ball.
He is so comfortable right now.
What's the term, locked in?
He is locked in.
That's how close it was.
The one thing that Brandon continues to do, even though he has changed his hands, you know, where the bat's kind of pointed toward the pitcher, and he takes his hands in a circular motion, which is allowing him to make a lot of contact. But from the lower half, from the waist down, he's stable. And when you're stable there, you can have a good, quick bat. And that's what he's had all year.
There's a swing and a drive. Way back down the left field line, hooking, and that ball is foul. Oh, a monster shot from Inge, but he just pulled it foul.
CC thought he could sneak a piece of cheese by Brandon. No balls and 2 strikes. And Granderson admiring how far that ball went. Wow. Anytime you get all the boys up, you know it's a big one.
Even Cabrera had a look on his face as if to say, wow. The 0-2. Bounced right back up the middle into center field. How about that at bat? Inge with a 1-out single.
Unbelievable. A couple of missiles, foul down the left field line. Then he comes back with another fastball, 0-2. Tremendous concentration by Inge. Not trying to do a whole lot because really with 2 strikes you shouldn't be. And he gets rewarded with a base hit.
Tigers have their 3rd hit now against Sabathia. Here is Ryan Rayburn. Out in front of the off-speed pitch, 0-1.
It's a good pitch by CC. It knows that Rayburn is a good fastball hitter, especially on the first pitch. And therefore, he pulled the string on him.
Strike 2. Well, I remember last season, early in the year, we were playing in Cleveland. I think Verlander was opposing Sabathia, and CC was having all kinds of trouble. He was 0-3. His ERA was over 13, and everybody was wondering what was wrong with CC. And then he turned things around.
Yeah, they were making all kinds of excuses for Sabathia in Cleveland. And talking about the fact that he was going to be a free agent, and sometimes whether you're a position player or a pitcher, you just don't perform well in that free agent year. But boy, did he get hot.
1-2 is on the ground at 3rd, gobbled up there by Pena to second one. In time for the double play. It goes 5-4-3. So the Tigers are done after 2 here at Comerica. 1-0 Detroit. It'll be Jose Molina leading it off, and Ramiro Pena and Derek Jeter. Tigers have out hit the Yanks 3-1 so far. First pitch, a wave and a miss. He threw the fastball by him. 0-1 on Molina. Verlander has fanned 3 already. He has a pair of 8 strikeout games already this season against Texas and Seattle. 0-2. Molina, the former Angels catcher in New York the past couple of years, considered a very good defensive catcher, very good thrower. A little pop up, and that's going to bleed into center field, a base hit. So a leadoff single for Jose Molina.
And Verlander missed with his location here. If this ball's down, it's a ground ball, and they probably throw Molina out. But the fact that the fastball is up on the 0-2 pitch, it allows Molina to get to it. Even though he crowded him, he jammed him. And Molina's still strong enough to muscle the ball into shallow center field. Location was the key on that last pitch. If it's down, it's a ground ball.
Here's our first look at Ramiro Pena, who was playing in Double-A last year. Their Trenton team. He shows bunt.
Angel Baroa played third base last night in Boston. And of course, Baroa is a shortstop by trade. And he made a couple of errors at that third base position. So it's Pena that's getting an opportunity to play third base tonight.
He's got Inge on the grass at third, expecting the bunt. No sign that time as he takes his rips. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Whatever the situation, when you have a true third baseman, a real good defender like Inge is, if you're the hitter, you're better off bunting the ball away from a guy that's that athletic at that position, because usually he's going to make a play somewhere. You're better off going in a different direction.
Showed bunt that time, and it sails low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rob Thompson, your third base coach. Familiar face down at first, Mick Kelleher, former Tigers coach and infielder. The 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike now on the number 9 hitter. Derek Jeter, the leadoff man, waiting in the on-deck circle for the Yankees. So it's 3-2 now, and I would assume Verlander will come right back with a fastball here against the number 9 hitter. Pena just hitting a .154. Considered a very good defensive infielder in his minor league days. In fact, was the best defensive infielder in the Eastern League last year. 3-2 pitch is strike 3 in the outside corner. Verlander coming back with a pair of fastballs, and he has 4 strikeouts.
The location with the fastball for the most part has been real good. He had 1 0-2 pitch to Jeter. Actually, it wasn't 0-2, but he came inside on him and he froze him. And that time he stays away from Pena. Pena didn't quite agree with Jim Joyce, who was the home plate umpire tonight, but he called him out anyway.
Now Derek Jeter. Jeter fanned to start the ball game. He's 0 for 1. Breaking ball and a beauty. 0-1. Derek Jeter, 2,553 lifetime hits, and only 1 Yankee has more, and that's Lou Gehrig. It's been quite a career for Derek Jeter.
It's hard to believe it's his 15th year in the major leagues.
Showed up in the mid-90s and has been here ever since. One and 2.
Yeah, last year was the first year the Yankees did not go to the playoffs since Jeter's been wearing a major league uniform.
Think about that.
First time.
That's impressive.
He, along with Posada and also Mariano Rivera. All three 15 years together in a Yankees uniform.
Well, a lot is expected of the Yankees this year with that core, and of course the additions of Mark Teixeira and CC Sabathia. But it's been an early hot start by both Toronto and Boston that have kept New York in the middle of the pack in the East.
Boston has won 9 straight games. 9 straight. And they're still in second place.
Yeah. Thanks to Toronto's good start. Flare to the air, foul. This one should find the seats, and Cabrera runs out of room.
Verlander's got his good stuff today. Really, you can tell by the swings that the Yankees hitters are taking. Overpowering fastball with explosion. And that breaking ball that he brought with him tonight is unhittable. They're going inside with a piece of cheese.
And it's on the ground to third. Inge fires to second one. Polanco can't get the relay out of the glove. Taylor-made double play right there.
Not often you'll see Polanco not get the exchange from the glove to the throwing hand, but that's exactly what happened. He got a nice feed here from Brandon. One hopper, firm throw from Brandon. Polanco just couldn't get rid of it.
So the inning is still alive, and that'll bring up Johnny Damon. Damon flied to left field in his first at bat. This guy just keeps hitting. He had 303 last year, knocked in 71. And the one thing about Damon is he's always out there. He went to the DL for the first time late last season, first time in his career.
He's busy in that batter's box too. All kinds of moving parts, moving around, legs moving, hands moving. But once he gets ready to swing that bat, it all comes together. Jim Joyce, your favorite umpire.
He is. He lets you know. He's got a little style to the way he calls balls and strikes. Checked it. It's up high.
And Jeter, one of the best base runners in the game of baseball, and has been that for 15 years. He is not the fastest base runner, but he is one of the best. Going first to third, scoring on base hits from second. He'll steal you some bases. Not a burner, but real good.
To center field for Curtis Granderson. That'll do it. In the inning, a leadoff single. Nothing doing for the Yanks. 2.5 in the books. 1-0 Detroit.
Hey fans, next Saturday the Tigers will be featured on Fox Saturday Baseball as Miguel Cabrera leads Detroit against Grady Sizemore and the Indians in a showdown between Central Division rivals. Coverage begins at a special time of 3:30 right after This Week in Baseball on your local Fox station. Tigers making their debut on Big Fox.
Against the Tribe, who has really stumbled out of the box. Adam Everett is leading it off. Everett, Granderson, and Polanco here in the bottom of the third. Tigers lead 1-0. CC Sabathia back to work.
I saw an interview a couple of days ago with their manager, Eric Wedge, and as you can imagine, he's not happy with their start. He said some guys better start figuring it out. He says, we're not a young team anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. They aren't. They have some guys in a core that has been around a while and that has had success.
Indians were picked to win the division. It's still early, though. And we have known those Indians to get hot late in the year.
Still bunched up pretty much, as it should be most of the year. 2-2 on Adam Everett. 5 for 15 on the road trip. Sabathia gave up 2 hits and a run in the first. He gave up a single in the second, but got a double play ball. The 2-2 pitch. Laced toward the shortstop on a couple of hops, and Jeter throws him out. Everett has gone 6-3, 1 out. Here's Curtis Granderson.
Curtis has had very little success against CC Sabathia in his career. And Granderson, his first time up, swung at the very first pitch that he saw from CC and grounded out to Robinson Cano, the second baseman. He may want to look at a couple pitches against CC.
Sabathia last year, and we use the benchmark of 200 innings as a lot. Sabathia threw 253 innings last year. That is a boatload of innings by today's standards. I think Halladay was in the 240 range, which is also a lot. Look out. Grandy jackknifes out of the way. CC says don't get too comfortable in there. 1-1. Curtis, 11 hits on that road trip. He came alive in that series in Anaheim against the Angels. Skies this one in the air towards center field. Plenty of room out there for Melky Cabrera. 2 gone.
You know, one of the reasons that CC is so tough, obviously he's got a lot of power, he's got a great fastball, but take a look here. When he gets into his windup, where he takes the baseball after he hesitates for a moment. When he brings his hand down, his left hand where the ball is, in this area right here, he's going to hide the baseball behind his body from the hitter. Therefore, you can't see the ball right now. Ball is hidden. All of a sudden, here comes 94, 95 at you. Tough to get to. It's all about deception.
Here's Polanco. Missed it outside, 1-0. Placido doubled and scored back in the first inning. Shattered his bat. Looped it back a short for Jeter to the grass. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia. 3 innings in the books here at Comerica. 1-0. Well, the Aflac Duck has its question ready tonight. Who is the last Tiger to reach base safely in 19 consecutive games to begin a season? Who was the last Tiger to do so? 19 straight games to begin the year. Inge has already done it, so who is the last one to do it? Mark Teixeira leads it off. We'll get you the answer in the bottom of the fourth inning. Did you get a chance to go do some barbecue in KC?
I did do one evening of barbecue in Kansas City.
There's a drive into right field, base hit for Teixeira.
Actually, it was an afternoon. It was Friday afternoon. I snuck down the gates and got me a short end.
Did you see the Aflac Duck there?
I did not see the duck there. You cannot go to Kansas City and not get barbecue.
Well, it's impossible, isn't it? There's Mick Kelleher, by the way. We told you he was the first base coach with the Yankees, former Tigers infielder.
Good to see Mick back in the big leagues. He was the minor league base running infield instructor the last couple of years in the Yankees organization. Nice change piece there by Verlander. Wow. Matsui's one of those guys that likes to cheat with his front side, open up those hips, and that change up with that tailing action just kind of darted away from him.
Matsui flied to left field back in the second. Breaking ball this time. Hey, strike two, and Matsui kind of bends out of the box, and didn't appreciate that call apparently. Verlander has 4 strikeouts already. Season high is 8. Career high is 12. Laced to center field. That's a base hit. An 0-2 pitch that hung up there, and Matsui made him pay.
That's the second 0-2 pitch that Verlander has given up a base hit on. He feels so good today. Even when he's ahead of the hitter, no balls and 2 strikes, he feels like he can come right back in the strike zone and get him out. But one of the things that Matsui does is he leaves the barrel of the bat in the strike zone about as long as any left-hander in the major leagues. And that's why he peppers line drives all over the ballpark.
So it's a Yankee threat here in the fourth. Robinson Cano had a single in the second.
As hot as he's been hit, would he dare bunny?
I don't think so. This is a guy that's hit in 14 straight, hitting almost 400.
Yeah, but you're still trying to win a game, though.
Good point.
Nobody out.
Well, it's only the fourth. It's early. We got Swisher on deck. The 0-1. Fouled away. 0-2. We know this. He's not bunting now. Cano now has hit safely in 18 of 19. Joe Girardi, their skipper.
Tony Pena, now the bench coach. He was the first base coach last year for Joe Girardi. Former Kansas City Royals manager.
One and two.
Balls to strike ratio pretty good today for Verlander through 50 pitches.
That's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Verlander career against the Yankees is 2-1, but his ERA is 6.63. This is his 5th overall start against the Bronx Bombers. And the 2-2. Robinson Cano hit his first major league home run, his first career home run against the Tigers. It's back in 2005. Remember Doug Creek? He was coming out of the Tigers bullpen those days. He hit it against him. Laird goes down to block it, and all of a sudden it's 3-2 now.
A nice job by Laird. You call for the breaking ball. You got to make sure you get down there, close your legs, get that glove between your legs, and bend over at the waist, so when that ball does hit off your chest protector, it bounces right in front of you.
High fly ball right field. Ordonez coming under it. Both runners are tagging. Maglio makes the catch, and both runners will hold very wisely. There's a start for Verlander, 1 out.
It's one of the things that Andy Van Slyke talked about. He said Ordonez's arm is not as strong as it used to be, but he's got a pretty good quick release. Look how quick he gets rid of this ball. He catches it and throws it in, even though he knows Teixeira is not going anywhere, and gives a real firm throw to Everett. Get behind the ball, even though you know the guy's not running. You may as well practice some good habits out there.
There's Van Slyke, who works with the outfielders exclusively, or extensively, I should say. Andy is out there during batting practice every day, hitting fly balls to the outfielders, especially when you go to a new ballpark for the first time. Get the lay of the land out there.
It's really one of the reasons why the Tigers don't take infield, the pregame infield, because Van Slyke always makes his outfielders throw the bases aggressively during the course of batting practice. No need to take infield practice. Teams used to take infield at this level.
Nick Swisher, the batter.
Verlander's gone anywhere from 93 to 99 with his fastball, with real good movement.
Swing and a miss. 98.
No chance. You might as well throw one a little bit higher. Right around that New York across his chest.
Singles by Teixeira, and Matsui started the inning. Verlander has gotten ahead of Swisher here. He struck Swisher out back in the second. And he strikes him out again at 99.
Overpowering fastball tonight. And what is Comcast telling us about the speed, the velocity of that Verlander fastball? 99, 76 with that change piece, or could be a breaking ball at 76 miles an hour. That's a nice differential in speeds.
No time to let up. Here is Cabrera. Looks like Laird was crossed up on that last pitch.
It's a lot easier to catch a breaking ball when you're crossed up than try to catch a fastball when you're looking for a breaking ball. You got no chance.
Especially at 98. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Ooh, that breaking ball for that. He did hang one to Matsui. Matsui hit an 0-2 pitch for a base hit, but this is the unhittable one. Tremendous depth with that pitch today, from the waist to the shoe tops.
As a hitter, you see that in one eye level, and then all of a sudden it just darts. Is that what makes that pitch impressive?
And it stays in the strike zone a long time.
Yeah.
The breaking ball is staying in the strike zone a long time. All of a sudden you see it as a hitter, and it's not there anymore.
1-2. Wouldn't chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes again. Verlander humping up to 99 miles an hour.
You know what's been impressive about the first few innings here? Verlander has gone 0-2 or 1-2 to 9 of the 16 hitters the Yankees have run up there tonight.
And he is really bared down after giving up the 2 singles here in the 4th. There you go. His ratio has been very good.
This Yankees team, boy, they can run your pitch count up with the best of them, though.
There's another one fouled back out of play.
The Yankees and Boston. The Angels do a pretty nice job of that. Just kind of waiting you out.
Is that a philosophy, or is that just the type of hitters they have?
I think that's the type of hitters that the Yankees and Boston have. I think it's a philosophy of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
2-2 is fouled away. So Cabrera not giving in. He fanned back in the second. He's turning in quite an at bat here. He has the tying run at second base. We're in the fourth inning of a 1-0 game. Swing and a miss. He chased it out of the strike zone. 6 Verlander strikeouts. That was impressive. Here's the Aflac trivia question. Who was the last Tiger to reach base safely in 19 consecutive games to begin a season? The answer is Brandon Inge. Did it in 21 consecutive games. He did it 19 straight this year. 21.
How about that?
Back in 05. Kind of tricked us tonight. Here's Ordonez to lead it off. Magliotti will be followed by Cabrera and then Guillen. Bottom of the fourth inning, Tigers lead 1-0 over the Yankees. CC Sabathia on the hill for the Yanks tonight. Maglio trying to get out of the way and fouls it off.
Both these aces tonight, Sabathia and Verlander, aggressively going inside with four-seam fastballs. CC anywhere from 92 to 94. Verlander, he's all the way up to 99 miles an hour today.
Driven down the right field line, foul. 1-2 on Maglio Ordonez. Finished up with 9 hits on that road trip. The 1-2 pitch. CC missed outside. 2-2. Sabathia, after starting 0-3 last year, finished up 17-7 the rest of the way. Swing and a miss, and he takes care of Ordonez. That's his first strikeout. Well, now you can follow Fox Sports Detroit on Twitter and become our fan on Facebook. It's easy and free. Simply search Fox Sports Detroit on either site and become part of our social network community. That's Fox Sports Detroit, available on Twitter and Facebook.
You Twitter?
I do not twit.
It's popular.
It's really popular. I was talking to some of the writers today who twit.
I'm going to have to start doing it.
Tweet, I think. Is that
tweet?
It's
tweet.
Yeah. I've been called a twit, but I think it's.
I've been called a tweet, too.
Here is Miguel Cabrera. Cabby now with 14 RBIs this year. He takes a strike. 0-2.
Cabrera thought that CC was going to come inside with a fastball right there. He was cheating with his front side. He had that left foot in the bucket. He was getting ready to clear those hips out of the way and try to do some damage.
The 0-2 pitch. Looked like he went. Yep, sure did. That's Darrell Cousins who calls him out. 2 gone. Couple of strikeouts for Sabathia in the 4th.
Well, CC knows that he has to stay out there for a while tonight. The Yankees bullpen is battered. That's a really good breaking ball that Cabrera just could not hold up on. And Joe Girardi, the Yankees manager, he'd love to get a complete game out of CC Sabathia today. That's why they signed him.
The Yankee bullpen has an ERA of 6.47. Only the Rangers and Angels have a higher ERA out of the bullpen. Carlos Guillen hit into a force his first time. 6 in a row retired by Sabathia. Ooh, that's going to hurt. That's all Carlos needs. He's been battling a sore Achilles. He has that protector down there, but sometimes it doesn't matter.
And CC's got that back foot slider going today, that Randy Johnson slider. As a hitter, you see the ball and you think you can get to it, all of a sudden it's right around your back foot.
Carlos has been bothered by that Achilles all year, and Jim Leland went as far as to say before the game today that he thinks that Guillen played hurt a lot last year. That's why his numbers were down, even though he was out there every day, or every day he could be out there. He was playing hurt. And he's behind in the count here, 0-2. A little bit outside. We do know this, they're going to need his bat. And Leland said as much before the game. He's DHing tonight, but that's a spot that Leland would rather rotate. Ooh, good pitch. He had him frozen, and he strikes out the side. 3 for the game. He has retired 7 straight. CC settling in now. Verlander back to the hill. Your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. It's a nice gathering tonight here at Comerica Park. Good crowd for the Yankees and the Tigers. Game 1 in this 3-game set. And so far the weather has held up. A lot of clouds in the area, but no rain. That's the good news. We go to the 5th inning. The other good news is Tigers lead 1-0. And Verlander has looked very good. Jose Molina will lead it off. It'll be Molina, Pena, and Jeter. The 0-1. Got them all working tonight.
Yes, he does.
Molina flared a single back up the middle his last time up, and that one just missed. 1-2. Molina, part of a big catching family. Yadier Molina, his brother with St. Louis, and he's also, of course, has Benji Molina as his brother. Jose is the third. The 1-2. What are the odds of three brothers making it to the big leagues, all at the same position?
All three have World Series rings too.
Oh, they do. Yeah, good point. Two and two. And Verlander blows him away.
Verlander kind of pitching backwards today, and what I mean by that, he blows Molina away with a fastball. But earlier in the game, he was getting some strikeouts on breaking balls. He got Jeter inside with a fastball. His next couple are going to come on just a filthy, nasty breaking ball. And then he comes back in the third and starts pumping fastballs in there once again. So Verlander usually gets fastballs with strikeouts early and then goes to the secondary pitches. Tonight, he went to the breaking balls early for the strikeouts. Now he's throwing the ball by some people.
There's the hook. Strike one on Pena.
Ooh, first pitch strikes, 15 of 18.
The 0-1. Pulled to right field. Maglio not going to get it. Base hit. 7 strikeouts for Verlander tonight, one short of his season high. He has fanned 8 a couple of times. Top of the order now, Derek Jeter. Jeter is 0 for 2 strikeout, reached on a fielder's choice back in the third. Pena, I'm sure, has not witnessed firsthand the move of Justin Verlander, so he's going to have to get an eyeful here. Justin, for a right-handed pitcher, has one of the better moves in baseball. He wasn't that far off the bag that time. Want to know on Jeter? We're talking about his ability to steal bases. Last time he was on base, in each of his previous 14 years, Jeter has stolen double figures every single season. In a few of those seasons, he's been in the 30s. Just a terrific all-around player. There goes the runner, and a little chopper back to the mound. Verlander has only one play.
And Girardi understanding how tough it's going to be to score some runs off of Verlander tonight. Put the hit and run sign on right there. Start the runner, stay out of the double play. Yeah, Jeter is already, if he packed up number 2 and right now grabbed his bat, gloves, and shoes and went to the house, he'd be in Cooperstown before long.
Went to the house?
Yeah. Back to Kalamazoo. Just packed it up.
I don't know that he'd be heading to Kalamazoo, but I get your point. And I would agree with you. I think that he's got his ticket punched. Johnny Damon, the batter. It's funny how people talk about guys that have had great careers, how they talk about Jeter losing a step defensively. And the guy's been in the big leagues for 15 years now. I mean, that's just a normal process.
You're going to lose a step.
But he can still play.
Tremendous player. A real good person. Real good ambassador for the game of baseball. They really don't come much better.
The 1-1. Damon is 0 for 2. He has flied out twice in this game. He's the active career leader with 93 triples, Johnny Damon. And he's been one of those players that has had the pleasure, or the experience, I should say, of playing in both sides of that Red Sox-Yankees rivalry. Had some nice years with the Red Sox. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Verlander at 98 strikes out his 8th of the ball game. You're watching Tigers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. The 5th inning reminds us that Cinco de Mayo is almost here, and be sure to grab some ice-cold Corona or Corona Light, the perfect holiday for Mexico's favorite beer. Relax responsibly.
Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, isn't it?
It is indeed. Right around the corner. Always a fun time.
Yes, indeed.
CC Sabathia back to work.
You got your sombrero ready?
I do. My poncho. How about you?
I got my sombrero ready. No ponchos.
You got a burro? Ride to the ballpark in a burro that day. Laird, Inge, and Rayburn here in the 5th inning. CC Sabathia struck out the side in the 4th. Ball outside. 2-0. Well, the Tigers got a run in the 1st, and so far it's held up because Verlander has been really good tonight. 8 strikeouts. But Sabathia not allowing anything since. Right at the knees. There's a strike. 2-1. Sabathia came into this one 13-9 career against Detroit. Of course, he spent all those years in Cleveland. And the 2-1. Fly ball, right field, hit well. Swisher back to the wall, leaps and makes the catch. Laird hit it hard.
Swisher's got some versatility. He can play right field, he can play center, he can play left. He's an outstanding first baseman and does a pretty nice job getting back on the warning track to make this play. Had a little bit more room than he thought he did, but unless you play in a ballpark every single day, sometimes it's tough to judge how many steps you have once you hit the warning track before you hit the wall.
Brandon Inge put on a show in his first at bat. He almost hit 2 out. Both of them went foul. One of them was a towering fly ball, and then he singled back up the middle.
CC started him off with a changeup there. Back-to-back changeups. You can see the grip.
0-2. Molina wanted that one down, and he ends up hitting it.
That's that back foot slider.
Ouch. Well, don't forget you can vote for the player of the game. You can use your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 74499. And here are the early returns. Brandon Inge leading the way over Granderson and Verlander. We'll have the results during Tigers Live. Oh, they got him picked off. Here's the throw to second, and Inge is out.
Tigers gambled there, and that Inge could maybe catch CC going home on first movement. But apparently Joe Girardi was thinking right along with the Tigers. Gave CC the throw over sign. Also a nice job there by the first baseman Teixeira, coming to get that ball, meeting it almost halfway before throwing the ball down to Derek Jeter.
Rayburn hitting with the bases empty now. Ryan bounced into a double play back in the second. Swings through the off-speed pitch.
He is the one guy so far that CC has not given a whole lot of fastballs to. Rayburn's first time up, lots of breaking balls from Sabathia. This may be a piece of cheese here.
Sure was. 1-2.
All of a sudden you get as many breaking balls if you're Rayburn that you've gotten from Sabathia, and subconsciously you start to look for that pitch, which is a no-no. When a guy's throwing 95 miles an hour, you can't afford to look for anything other than the fastball.
Swing and a miss. Fastball through by him. 4 strikeouts for Sabathia. We played 5 Teixeira, Matsui, Cano coming up. Justin Verlander back to work as we go to the 6th inning. Mark Teixeira is leading it off for the New York Yankees. It'll be Teixeira, Matsui, and Cano. 3, 4, and 5. It's popped up foul. This one might stay in play. Let's see. Nope. Going to get back. Thought the wind might bring it back.
I bet Teixeira can't wait until Alex Rodriguez gets healthy and comes back, which they say will be in mid-May, because he knows he'll get a whole lot more pitches to hit. Without A-Rod in the lineup, you really don't have to pitch to Teixeira.
Well, they walked him 5 times in Boston on Saturday. And there's always been this talk about how Teixeira is a slow starter, but you wonder, had A-Rod been healthy, what his numbers would be at this point. He has 10 RBIs. Verlander's breaking ball stayed up that time, and it's 3-1. Broken bat in the air to right field. 1 out.
Hey fans, there's nothing better than the Tigers baseball and hot dogs for select games in May. The Tigers All-American deal gets you an upper box ticket, hot dog, soft drink for only $22. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com for the All-American deal for $22.
Got $22 I can borrow. I'm hungry.
A lot of these folks at this ball game tonight got seats for $10.
They did. That's true. Outstanding deal. Here's Matsui. Takes a rip at the first pitch.
I don't know what it is with all Japanese-born players. They all, especially the ones that hit from the left side, they all kind of cheat with their front foot, which opens their hips up. But what they all do, and they all have in common, they all keep the bat over the heart of the plate for a long time, which allows them to hit line drives. Fukudome's that way. Ichiro's that way. Matsui's that way.
It's hard to believe that Matsui's been in the big leagues for 7 years now, stateside.
Take a look at this swing right here by Matsui. And when he takes his swing, he cheats with the front side, but the bat head lags because the hands lead and the barrel of the bat stays over the heart of the plate. He's got some nice hand-eye coordination, too.
He went around. And Matsui is out. It's 9 strikeouts now for Verlander.
And Verlander looking like Zach Greinke on Friday night at the Kansas City Royals. Maybe he was on the top step watching Zach in his mastery over Tigers hitters.
The 9 strikeouts is a season high. 2 gone here in the 6th. Now Cano. Pulled to right field. Maglio makes the catch. That thing was a laser. Right at him. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Here comes Everett. Here comes Granderson. Here comes Polanco.
Out there, and both of them are dealing today. CeCe from the left side has an unhittable breaking ball himself. dropping it in at the right foot of the Tigers' right-handed hitters. Also backdooring hitter right here, Carlos Guillen, and then he can blow you away too with a piece of cheese in the mid-90s. Verlander and CC on top of their games today. No walks for CC.
And the only run he gave up was via the RBI single by Cabrera in the very first inning.
And I told you before the game, CC's 3 of his 4 starts today. He's walked 4, 5, and 6 in 1 start. Lots of base on balls coming in.
Adam Everett will lead things off, then Granderson and Polanco. One of a 3-game set.
Everett's got a lot of room down toward third base here. I don't know if bunting is part of his game, but if it was against a guy like CC and as tough as he is today, it may not be a bad option.
Hey, how about that? He's thinking along the same lines. Didn't get the pitch he wanted, though. That'll pull Mr. Pena in.
It's a good idea. I mean, you got to have a court awareness. Tough game, tough pitcher.
Well, Pena's staying back,
yeah,
actually.
He is.
He doesn't believe him. There's a ground ball to short. Jeter on the charge. There's that patented running scoop that he makes. One gone.
Jeter does everything with 2 hands. Everything with 2 hands. Fundamentally sound as they come at that position. I mean, there are some guys that would try to one-hand this ball. Some guys would come in and bare-hand this ball. We've seen it. But look at him. Concentration back down there. 2 hands. The throwing hand very close to the glove, and which means it's going to take very little time for him to get the ball in the throwing hand and on its way to first base.
Here's Granderson. He drops down a bunt. Drags it, actually. Forget about this one. CC tried to shovel it over there.
How about that for Curtis?
If he could do that on a semi-regular basis, how good would he be?
It's the second time we've seen him do it in the last week or so. The last time he tried it, he didn't get it past the pitcher. This time with CC falling off toward third base and not having the athletic ability that most pitchers do on the mound, Granderson seized the opportunity and took advantage of it. But what a play by CC. He recovered nicely and almost made a really nice play.
I gave him no shot to make that close, and all of a sudden it was a base hit by a step and no more.
The key for Granderson in bunting this ball and getting it where he got it was the fact that he stayed in the batter's box until he made contact with the ball. He wasn't running before he tried to bunt it. So many times hitters, you know, they're running down the line, therefore it's a bad bunt. But he really took his time that time because he knew he had a good shot at getting a base hit.
Here's Polanco. Placido doubled with 1 out in the first and came around to score the game's only run. CC picked off Brandon Inge, who was trying to steal back in the 5th inning, and they got Inge 1-3-6. Tigers with their 4th hit in this game. The drag bunt by Granderson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Polanco now has 8 doubles, 6th most in the American League. Came in a .306 career hitter against CC Sabathia. Fouled back out of play. 1-2.
Tough for Granderson to try to get a jump off Sabathia. That last time, Sabathia used the slide step, which means he did not pick that right foot up very far, just kind of slid it toward home plate. And Granderson trying to get a good jump. But those Molina brothers, they can really throw too. They're good catchers and they can throw.
Yeah, especially this one, Jose. 43% last year. Good pickup by Molina.
So basically with the slide step that Sabathia is utilizing here with Granderson on first base and the fact that Molina threw out 43%, you should not be trying to steal a base.
Grounded foul, third base side. 2-2 on Placido Polanco. This, as we expected, was a nip and tuck game. It's been a one-run game since the first inning. Verlander has been outstanding. So has Sabathia. There's Maglio waiting on deck. 9 strikeouts for Verlander. Driven to the gap in left center field. It's down. It's going to split the outfielders. This could get a run in. Granderson rounding third. He's coming home. He's going to score. It's the second double of the night for Placido Polanco.
Polanco, just an outstanding hitter. 316 career batting average against Sabathia. 2-2 fastball splits the seams, and by the time they get to it and run it down, Granderson's scoring. If you're Gene Lamont, this is what you want. Come hard to me so I can send you home.
Granderson scoring from first. Polanco gets an RBI, and here is Ordonez. Still only one out, and the 3 and 4 men due up here for the Tigers with a man in scoring position. Nine doubles now for Placido. Tigers want to get this run in. The 0-1 is hit in the air to right field. Backing up Swisher. Still going back to the wall. It is off the top of the wall and over the fence. It's a home run for Maglio Ordonez. A 2-run shot. And it's 4-0 Detroit.
There are a lot of people concerned about the fact that Maglio Ordonez's first 17 hits were all singles. But he does have the ability to drive the ball out of the ballpark when he wants to. That's a fastball up. That's the same stroke Maglio's been working on in extra batting practice the last number of days. Great effort by Swisher, but he can't get his glove up there in time to prevent the ball from hitting the top of the fence and bouncing over.
Maglio hits his second home run of the season. 2 RBIs on the plate. It's 4-0 Detroit. It had just enough to get out. Here's Cabrera. Tigers now have 6 hits. Swisher got back there and looked like he was going to make a play on that ball. It eked out, but it doesn't matter. 1-1 pitch.
At first I thought he got glove on it, but he did not get glove on it. It's a great effort, though.
Yeah, I did too. I thought Swisher actually knocked it over.
The early batting practice has paid off for Maglio.
Sabathia stays away. 2-2 on Cabrera. RBI single in the first inning. 14 driven in for Cabrera. And a swing and a miss. Sabathia gets another strikeout, his 5th.
Well, even though Cabby didn't get it done there, it's our 6th inning, and it's our Coors Light freeze can. Back in the very first inning, Polanco was standing on second base, and Cabrera gets a fastball away from him past the diving Derek Jeter to drive in the first run of the game for Detroit. Coors Light freeze can brought to you by your Frost brewed Coors Light.
Here's Carlos Guillen. He's 0 for 2. And he hits one hard to right center field. Swisher will come in. And that's all for the Tigers. Big inning, though. They get 3 against Savanthia. 2 of them coming on this swing of the bat by Maglio. D continues tomorrow when the Tigers and Yankees square off. Middle game in the series. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Tigers Live, followed by the game at 7. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire tomorrow night on Fox Sports Detroit and in high def on Fox Sports Detroit HD. Your pitching matchup, Jackson and Hughes.
Hughes has been real good in his first 3 starts for AAA affiliate of the New York Yankees. But they're not hitters in AAA like you'll see tomorrow.
No. Not close. Swisher leads it off. Verlander now has some breathing room. It's 4-0 as we go to the 7th inning. That one at 94 is still throwing heat here in the 7th. Verlander has struck out 9. In fact, 2 of those have come at the expense of Nick Swisher. That's popped up. Everett, one gone. Well, Maglio got himself quite a reception after that home run going out to right field. Little mini standing O out there. Strike 1 on Melky Cabrera. Cabrera has also struck out twice in this game. Back toward the seats and back out of play. Verlander has scattered 5 hits in this game. There's a broken bat roller back to the mound. Verlander handles it. 2 gone.
Let's revisit what we thought would work for Verlander in the game today. We talked about the fact that he's been dominant with his strikeout so far this year. He's got 9 already in the ball game. He has stayed away from the one bad inning that has really cost him some wins this year. And the only one left is get a win, and that's the third one. And it looks like he's well on his way to doing that if he continues to pitch the way that he's pitched through the first 6.
You're 2 for 3 so far. That's into right center field. Granderson and Maglio, and Ordonez makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Verlander. He's retired 8 straight. Stretch time. Stretch time here, bottom of the 7th. The Tigers lead it 4-0, and Justin Verlander setting the tone in this one early tonight.
It's our Lincoln Mercury Exmo. And boy, has he been dealing. Did you see that look on his face, though? He's got a scowl on his face. He means business tonight. Take a look at it. Nice, easy delivery. Smooth. He threw an easy 97, 98, 99 today. Easy gas today for Verlander.
And Verlander has retired 8 straight. He has struck out 9, a season high. Gerald Laird, as the Tigers try and get some more off Sabathia. They lead 4-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Gerald hit the ball hard his last time up to the right fielder Swisher. He's 0 for 2. The 0-1. He shortens the bunt, drops one down. Pena on the charge. His throw is in time. Oh, Laird thought he had himself a base hit. And he's letting Daryl Cousins know.
Van Slyke not arguing. I thought maybe Teixeira's foot was off the bag, but Van Slyke didn't say anything. That's a great idea by Gerald Laird, just a little bit too hard. If he does not bunt the ball as hard as he bunted it, he gets himself a base hit. That's a nice play by the kid Pena. Nice exchange to the throwing hand, falling down while throwing, and it looks like Teixeira was on the bag.
Boy, Laird is upset. Daryl Cousins, bang bang play at first base. You're right, that was a terrific play by Pena.
Don't you think Van Slyke would be a little upset too?
I agree. Oh, I don't know. And typically your first base coach would show a little bit more emotion than that had he been safe, but Cousins was right there.
I like the idea though by Laird. He's a good baseball player.
That, you know what, that might be the best way to describe him. He's just a good baseball player. He does some things that you just don't expect out of that position.
He gets dirty.
We're talking about how when he was in high school he was a center fielder and a catcher. He's always been a good athlete. And still can't believe that last call. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and this time Sabathia gets in. 6 strikeouts. Well, our bullpen is working now. Bobby C. and Joel Zamaya.
Well, this is how Jim would love to set it up on most nights. And Bobby C., if there's a left-hander up there that he needs to get out. And, of course, you've got Zamaya with the power arm, also throwing more breaking balls and change-ups, even though it's very late in the game. And Rodney's been very successful as a closer.
As we told you at the top of the show, the Tigers bullpen has been much more effective so far than the Yankees pen. Tigers ERA is 3.61 in the bullpen, and the Verlander's still wearing that scowl, marching up and down the bench. CC still firing BBs.
With that look Verlander is dishing out today, you'd hate to meet him in a dark alley.
You got that right.
Look at it. I like it, JV.
It is fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, in tomorrow night's game, Darrell Cousins will be the home plate umpire, so Gerald Laird may have an opportunity to discuss that call with Mr. Cousins. In the rotation, the first base umpire goes to the plate the next night. Darrell's been around a long time. Been involved, I'm sure, in a ton of those. The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 30 years, Darrell Cousins has been a big league umpire. That's a lot of baseball.
Yes, it is.
Rayburn 0 for 2. And the 2-2 pitch. 3-2 on Ryan.
For the most part, CC's been efficient in the pitches he's thrown each inning. Stressed out a little bit there in the 6th. And with 19, when the Tigers scored 3 runs. Other than that, he's under the minimum.
Yeah, and even 19 is not really outlandish. 3-2. Tigers trying to take game 1 in this series, a 3-game set. You got Everett waiting on deck. Right off the mask of the catcher Molina, and down he goes. He took a direct hit. Boy, that'll ring your bell. And here comes Joe Girardi.
Girardi knows how that feels. He's a former catcher himself. Looks like he can still play. He's in great shape.
There's a look on Exmo. And this is what it sounded like.
Off the shoulder.
Still trying to shake it off. And again the 3-2. Popped him up. Sabathia pointing it out. Pena calling it. And a 1-2-3 inning. So we played 7. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit. Presented by Bell Tire.
Hey fans, visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at Tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and more. Get your Tigers gear straight from the source at Tigers.com shop.
Verlander answers the bell here as we go to the 8th inning, leading 4-0 over the Yankees. And Justin is retired 8 straight. He has Pena, Jeter, and Damon. Changeup misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ramiro Pena, who singled in his last at bat. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, good one. 1-2. He hung it a little bit. Pena was frozen. Pena last year at Double-A hit .266, 45 RBIs, considered a supreme defender in Double-A. Poked foul back out of play. He also played in the World Team in the Futures game. His first crack at the big leagues this year. And the 1-2. And that's into left field. He got 2 hits against Verlander tonight.
We told you Jeter playing in his 15th year in the major leagues, which means when he came to the big leagues, he was playing at Tiger Stadium. Still looks the same, still slim. More of a pull hitter back then, hitting balls to left field. He has obviously patented that swing to right field these days, but what a tremendous player, tremendous talent. Still getting her done at Comerica Park now.
And he is 0 for 3 tonight. Sends that one foul back out of play. Well, lifetime well over 300 against Detroit in his career. Whether it's Tiger Stadium or Comerica Park, he has hit. Tigers pitching pretty well.
As we all know, Jeter's from Kalamazoo, Michigan, and his father was a Tigers fan when Derek was growing up. But every summer he would go to New Jersey and spend some time with his grandmother, and his grandmother was a Yankee fan. And therefore Derek became a Yankee fan.
Here's the 1-1. And somewhat of a Tiger killer. 354 career against Tigers pitching. Didn't like that call.
Verlander has not been afraid to pound him inside with those good four-seam fastballs. And Derek didn't like it, but it wasn't that far in if it was off the plate.
Ground ball foul just outside of the bag at first.
But when you're throwing as many strikes as Verlander's throwing tonight, the home plate umpire is going to give you the benefit of the doubt. He has been around the plate all night long. We've seen glimpses of the way that Verlander has pitched through 7 innings here tonight in just about every one of his starts, but he hasn't been able to prolong it the way that he has been able to do tonight.
(20 of 28 first pitch strikes). Samaya is ready, so is Bobby C. You've got Damon waiting on deck. In the event they might want C. Here's the 2-2. Right back up the middle into center field. That's a base hit. A single for Derek Jeter. And so back-to-back hits start things off here in the 8th. Decision time now for Jim Leyland. You've got Damon, the left-hander. You've got the switch hitter in Teixeira. Then you've got Matsui, and he's going to go to the bullpen. 110 pitches. That's going to be the limit tonight for Justin Verlander. But boy, what a job he did. And he will get himself a standing ovation as he walks off the field. be back. Wellside Windows pitching change. Nothing. We're in the top of the 8th inning. The Yankees threatening. Verlander is out of the game, and here are his numbers tonight.
No base on balls tonight. 9 punch outs.
And the runners on first and second, his responsibility as Bobby C takes over, and Johnny Damon straightens up on a pitch inside.
Bobby C this year has been pretty good against left-handed hitters. Pitching in his 10th game, does not have a record, has 6 holds, 3 strikeouts, has not walked anybody in the league, hitting 143 against him. But he's done a really nice job against lefties. He'll need to do a job again against Damon.
Good pitch right at the knees. 1-1.
It's the one thing Bobby's done a lot more of. He's thrown a lot more fastballs. First couple of years at Detroit, Bobby pretty much was slider curveball happy. Yeah, but when you throw 91, 92, you can throw the ball by some people.
Just missed outside. 2-1. C is going to have to navigate through a pretty tough spot in the order for the Yankees. You got Teixeira next and then Matsui. Rick Knapp done a fabulous job so far this year for the Tigers. Here's the 2-1. Damon is 0 for 3 in the game. He has fanned once. A couple of fly balls off Verlander. There's the switch hitting Teixeira waiting on deck. Pena and Jeter are the base runners. Outside, and now it's 3-2. Broke his bat into shallow right field. Maglio coming on. 1 out. The dangerous Damon is retired. It's going to bring up Teixeira.
Teixeira has been much better this year hitting against left-handed pitching. His batting average .357 against left-handers. He's under .200 against right-handers, but Jim obviously is concerned about Teixeira, but he's also thinking about Hideki Matsui as well, the on-deck hitter. Therefore, C in there to face Teixeira.
Mark Teixeira tonight, 1 for 3. He has a single.
Of course, a lot less at bats for Teixeira against left-handed pitching this year. There were a lot of teams out there in the offseason that wanted Teixeira's services. Baltimore, Washington, Boston. The Angels wanted him back, but the Yankees ended up getting him.
There's that beleaguered bullpen out in left center field of the Yankees.
CC's giving them a little bit of rest tonight.
The 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. You normally see guys hanging over the fence out in the bullpen to scope out the action, but that's what they're doing. There they are, just hanging out. Really haven't had too much to look at from out there. They had a couple of guys on in the 4th and now a couple of guys on here in the 8th. High towering fly ball left field. Rayburn going back, circling under it. Oh, Teixeira just missed that one. He hit that thing a mile high.
Teixeira knows he just missed that one. He knows he just missed it. I guess he was still hoping that it may have carried out, though.
Yeah, he thought maybe let's get some wind out there. So 2 gone, runners holding, and a confab on the mound as Hideki Matsui is getting set to step in. There you see the flags ruffling in the wind out in left center.
He's not out of the woods yet. Matsui, good hitter against left-handed pitching.
Matsui has a single and 3 at bats. Verlander struck him out back in the 6th. That was the 9th and final strikeout that Justin posted tonight. And a ground ball to first, foul.
That's really one of the reasons why the Yankees haven't won a lot more games than they have. They came into play today dead last in the American League with runners in scoring position. .229 batting average.
Ouch. Which I'm sure has Joe Girardi wondering, how can that be with names like Damon and Jeter and Teixeira and Matsui in your lineup? They're 0 for 6 tonight. They
miss A-Rod.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. When's A-Rod supposed to be back? What have you heard?
They say May 15th, but there are a lot of people in the Yankees organization that believe it'll be 1 week before that. The tentative date, though, is the 15th of May.
Here comes the crowd now with 2 strikes.
Don't give him anything too good to hit here.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Oh, Bobby C comes out of the pen and strands 2 runners. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 4-0. Bank standing the test of time since 1849. And by Beaumont Hospitals. Do you have a Beaumont doctor?
I had one. He was awfully good, too.
Fix you up?
He took care of me.
Here's our Comerica game summary. Brandon Inge reaching base safely in every game this year. Had a single earlier in the game. That's 19 straight. Verlander has been outstanding tonight, and the Tigers have posted a 4-0 lead. And CC Sabathia is still out there. As we go to the bottom of the eighth, it'll be Everett and then Granderson and then Polanco. Tigers have been out hit tonight, but they lead by 4. Here's the 0-1. Lifted in the air to center field. Melky Cabrera. One gone. 0 for 3 for Everett. Topside now for Curtis Granderson. It's been a good ball game tonight, Clark.
It's been a really good ball game. It's been a well-pitched ball game. Tigers have done some clutch hitting, though. Polanco with a couple of real clutch doubles. Cabrera with a big single. And, of course, Maglio with the big blow. But Justin Verlander set the tone tonight, partner. He really set the tone tonight.
Did he ever? He came in with an ERA of, 9? Down to 6.75 with his 7 scoreless. Little help from Bobby C. Actually, 6 1/3. No, 7 scoreless. That's right. 7 full. Gave up the 2 hits in the 8th. There's a strike called on Curtis Granderson, 0-2.
We have seen some really good pitching performances this year. Tonight by Verlander. Of course, Jackson has a couple. CC not bad. Galarraga every time he goes out there.
CC has another strikeout.
That's what Jim Leadham was talking about before the game today. When, someone was asking him about some of the competition they've gone up against. He said, this is the big leagues. He said, every team should be good. He said, just hope to catch them on an off night. He says, but you expect to run into a really good team every night.
95 total pitches for Sabathia. There's Polanco. He's had a big night. Couple of doubles. Runs scored. 2 of them, actually. He had an RBI. I was talking to Jim after Greinke shut down the Tigers in Kansas City, and I said, man, Greinke was really good last night. He said he was, but you know what? If you want to be a good team and you want to play in September meaningful games, you've got to beat pitchers like that. I mean, there are going to be some nights when what happened is going to happen, but you've got to be competitive against those guys. And they were competitive tonight against a very good pitcher, CC Sabathia. CC's still out there throwing hard. Tigers lead 4-0.
I get what Jim's saying, but they wasn't going to beat Greinke the other night. There's no team in baseball is going to beat Greinke the other night.
Here's the 0-2. Jackson and Hughes tomorrow for the second game, and then Porcello and Chamberlain on Wednesday.
CC's done a nice job. He's pitching like the front of the rotation guy they signed to a 7-year contract. He has just had no margin for error. Their offense wasn't able to show up because Verlander was dominant.
Nice pick at third by Pena, and they will get Polanco. 1-2-3 inning for Sabathia. Well, let us go to the 9th. Cano, Swisher, Cabrera, their last chance. 4-0 Tigers lead it as we go to the 9th inning. Time for round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoff action. And here we go again. You can grow along for the ride. Just go to DetroitRedWings.com. Get your round 2 tickets to see the Wings continue their quest for another Stanley Cup. The 2009 Stanley Cup playoffs. The beard is back. And so are the Wings for another long run. Meanwhile, this last call here now for the New York Yankees in a 4-0 ball game. And a new pitcher on for the Tigers. Fernando Rodney will try and shut this one down.
Man, Rodney got a save in yesterday's ball game in Kansas City. However, this is not a save situation for Fernando.
Robinson Cano will lead it off. The Cano, Swisher, and Cabrera due up here in the 9th. Right back up the middle to center, and that's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Cano wasting little time. Granderson runs it down, and it's a leadoff double for Robinson Cano.
Cano is locked in right now. A couple of knocks in this game. A missile to Maglio Ordonez a few innings ago that Maglio was able to catch, but boy, is he dialed in right now. Pretty swing.
5th double this year and a 14-game hitting streak.
Now, wasn't he named after Jackie Robinson?
He sure was. Yep, his dad was a big Jackie Robinson fan and named his son after Jackie.
That's why he wears number 24 as well. Obviously, he can't wear 42 because Mariano Rivera wears that number. So he went to 24.
Right back up the middle. This is going to get through. That's a base hit. 2 pitches into this inning, the Yankees have a run.
The Tigers may have to get somebody up in their bullpen. Jim would hate to do it to Fernando, as good as he's been this year. But he can't let this game get away either.
4-1 ball game. Verlander looking on, hoping for his first win of the season. It's going to be up to the bullpen here to close this one down. They remember that Rodney came in with a 4-run lead against the Angels on the recent road trip and allowed 2 runs. Here's Melky Cabrera.
And Cabrera playing behind Swisher at first base with Melky Cabrera up. Cabrera can pull a lot of fastballs. Jim wants to give Cabrera a little bit more room down there.
Melky against Rodney, 1 for 3 career with a strikeout. Cano doubled on the first pitch of the 9th, and then Swisher singled back up the middle, scoring the run to make it 4-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, base hit right field. Swisher is going to go to third, and here come the Yankees now with nobody out. 3 consecutive hits.
Well, Rick Knapp's going to have to go out and talk to Rodney.
Meanwhile, Gene Lamont gets on the telephone. The Yankees have no thoughts of going quietly here. They were unable to score against Verlander and C, but they've strung together 3 hits.
It's a changeup that stays up. And even though Cabrera was playing behind Nick Swisher, still couldn't get to it.
Verlander looks like he's headed to the clubhouse. 4-1 ball game, 1st and 3rd, and nobody out, and Jorge Posada will pinch hit for Molina. Meanwhile, Joel Zumaya warming up again. That is the 10th hit now for the Yankees. Yet so far only 1 run.
Jorge, good double play candidate. And should Rodney get him to hit something on the ground. It's off to a pretty good year after missing the majority of last year with some arm trouble.
Strike 1 on Posada. Boy, he really didn't like that call from Jim Joyce. Swisher, the runner at third base. Melky Cabrera at first. And Posada, the tying run at the plate. One ball and 1 strike. Posada 1 for 3 career against Rodney with a strikeout. Bouncing ball hit slowly left side. Inge cuts it off to second one. Here comes the relay. Got him a double play.
What a play by Inge and Polanco.
How did they turn that?
Jorge must be a little slower than I thought he was. Inge cuts right in front of Everett. He had a little trouble getting it out of his glove and getting a handle on it. He flipped it Polanco, but give Polanco credit. Polanco stayed in there, even though Cabrera was able to take him out, and they completed it.
And the skipper fired up. So is this crowd now of better than 28,000.
That's why he's a good manager. Even though the Tigers just turned that double play, it looks like they got themselves out of the jam. He's still telling Brandon Inge to watch the bunt here. Good managers always thinking ahead.
Strike 1 on Pena. That forced in a run to make it 4-2, but the bases are empty now. Pena's 2 for 3. Outside. Even with Posada running, I didn't think they had a really good chance of turning that. Great turn by Polanco.
And with Cabrera sliding in as hard as he did against Polanco.
Flared, shallow left, and caught for a Tigers victory. A little bit bumpy in the 9th inning, but the Tigers hold on to win it. And they take game 1 of this homestand and of this 3-game series.